Hello and welcome to Roosevelt Rebel. I'm your host, Tisa Rebel Beltran. Today's episode, I'm going to talk about Sylvia Browne and her prediction in her 2004 book, Sylvia Browne Prophecy: What the Future Holds for You. So, in her book from 2004, she does a prediction that by 2020, we'll see more people than ever wearing surgical masks and rubber gloves in public, inspired by an outbreak of severe pneumonia-like illnesses that attacks both the lungs and the bronchial tubes and is really resistant to treatment. This illness will be particularly baffling in that, after causing a winter of absolute panic, it will seem to vanish completely until 10 years later, making both its source and its cure that much more mysterious. So, with the coronavirus going on here in the world, people are going crazy. They are buying things in bulk that they probably do not need and leaving nothing behind for the people that do need it, that aren't losing their minds and taking it as a end of the world situation. Sadly, the elderly cannot go and get anything that they need, which they're more susceptible to getting this disease because they have they're older and their immune system is not as young chickens as the other people in the world, and people with autoimmune diseases are also susceptible, and people who have immune systems that are not 100. So, in saying this, I have been to the store a few times this week, and there have been no water, except the very expensive water has been left on the shelf. Like, everybody's getting the store brand, but leaving the expensive, like, $8, $5, a 12-pack, 24-pack left on the shelf. And also, toilet paper is gone. And then they have moved from getting toilet paper to getting baby wipes, and leaving no baby wipes for the parents with children in diapers. So that's very disheartening, because America is, a lot of people are really ignorant. That's what I honestly feel. And this might be a serious thing, this coronavirus. It may not, but either way, just take precautions. The CDC simply said, make sure that you just wash your hands. Don't cancel large events. Don't cancel school. Don't cancel work. But yet, everybody's doing that. So, here we are. And the sad thing is that the people in low-income neighborhoods are the people that aren't able to go and get the things that they need, like paper towels and toilet paper and water and cleaning supplies, because they're living paycheck to paycheck. They don't have a savings account. So the places here in Phoenix, Arizona, such as the Walmart at Metro Center and the Walmart at Christown and the Target at Christown, these locations still have supplies for people, because this is a low-income area mostly. And so these low-income families are not going and getting things that they need to get because they can't afford it. So, in terms of that, I also wanted to just discuss Sylvia Browne in general. So, she made this prediction in 2004. She died in 2013. Sorry, that's my assistant. She died in 2013. But as a psychic, like seeing her on Montel and all that, I feel that was just a paying gig. I know that people are upset that she made a lot of predictions that were incorrect, saying that, their family member is still alive, or their family member is dead, or their family member is buried between two rocks northwest of their house. All of these predictions that she made. So, a lot of people do not like her because of that. because she was incorrect on her psychic abilities and her predictions. That's to each their own, but what about the things that she was right on? Like, yeah, the way that I feel is going to a psychic is a you have no hope and you just want to hear something, but in the back of your head, you're like, this isn't going to be real. Like, they're just looking for hope. So, for the police departments to be listening to psychics for information, come on, America. So, people are upset that the police departments were listening to information. One case was where she said that a Hispanic-looking man with dreadlocks is who to be looking for. So the police took that in and changed up their whole entire search for a man that was not what they were looking for, was totally something different. That's on the police department. Don't blame Sylvia Browne. You're the one that listened to her. You're the fools that paid $400 to listen to her. The police department. Come on. Blame the police department. Don't blame Sylvia Browne. You guys are looking for hope. It's your fault. Most psychics are for entertainment purposes anyway. The 2 times that I went into a psychic one time was for fun, and my daughter went with me, and I got a psychic reading, and it was nothing of the sorts was going to ever happen. I knew this from this reading, and to be honest, I feel that I am intuitive and I know things, and I have done psychic readings, not psychic readings, but tarot readings for people, and I have been spot on. But for me, it was mostly knowing the person, reading the person, and telling them what they needed to hear and what they wanted to hear. And so the second time that I went to a psychic reading was I was at my lowest point. I was in an abusive relationship. I just needed to find a way out. I just didn't know what I was doing. And so I went to a psychic reading and got some bullshit reading from some lady who was like, for an extra so-and-so money, I can take this curse off of you. So I don't think there was a curse on me, I could have believed her, but, that's a little bit something that I didn't believe, because if I did, I would have paid the money like a folio and been out money. I'll tell you what she told me. She told me that there was a spell, a curse put on my mother because getting looked at right now by my assistant. She said that there was a spell cursed upon my mother while I was in the womb because a woman wanted my father, and that the curse didn't fall on my mother, so it was put onto me. And so for so much money, I could pay her to do a cleansing get the curse off of me, and it may or may not work. So see, look I knew. I was like, oh, okay. Even though I was at my lowest point, I did not pay extra money. I paid like $40, $50 for this reading for her to tell me this. She was right during the tarot reading. Like, I'd be 100, because a tarot reading is a tarot reading. Your energy, shuffling the deck, doing all that is your energy, and you're putting your energy out in the universe. That's what I believe. And so you pick those cards, and you're going to get a reading, and they're going to tell you what each card means, and you're going to take whatever you get from it. So I got that from her. But the part about being cursed and I was never going to find love again, but guess what? I'm getting married this year. Don't fuck it up. So, I feel that, you should take it as what it is. Not every psychic, I'm doing air quotes, or person that reads tarot is going to be 100% on anything, because nothing's going to happen. Nothing's true. Nothing is set in stone. Like with my first reading, they said I was going to move near water with my job. I was going to leave state and live with my job and live by water. There has been the job that I could have, but there has been no job that I have done that, and that was, like 10 years ago, probably, that I got that reading. And this last reading that I got was 2 years ago, where she said I was cursed and all that shit, and no. But I'll be serious about this. I have done readings, and it was basically reading people and telling them what I already knew about them and what they needed to do. Because I knew that they were lost, and they're not going to listen to anybody just saying, hey, you're an alcoholic and you need to fucking go get counseling. Or you need to go to AA. So I read a friend because she wanted me to read her. And I read her and I said, you have, well, the cards came out as what it was. And it was like, you might have a problem. And I was like, hey, it's probably because you drink a lot. And this is what the cards are saying and you need to get help. And guess what? She got in an accident. Her arm is fucked up. I don't know if she listens to this podcast. And if you do, I'm sorry if I'm using you as an example, but it's true. I read you one day at the coffee shop and I said, you have a problem with drinking. You're using it to hide away from your things that you need to deal with and so on and so forth and what have you. Turns out that I think she was doing other drugs besides drinking, and she got in a motorcycle accident. I don't know if it was because of that, but she has no use of her arm, and she's getting surgeries and upon surgeries and everything. But anyhow, reading somebody, anybody can do it, honestly. But if you're putting your full force into and thoughts and like this is your only hope and you're paying somebody a lot of god awful money, that's on you. Sylvia Browne made a lot of fucking money. But the things that I'm serious about is her books. I really love her books. Prophecy. She was right about the prophecy about in 2020. Well, here we are. And I'm going to go through the books and I can pick out more things. I was planning on doing that, but I really haven't had time to do that. So, I'm just going to flip to a page and see if she was true about anything. Let's do that. All right. Well, first I should probably look to see. So this book was written in 2004. I've bought this book as soon as it came out because I love her. I've read her books, Visits from the Afterlife, Books of Dreams, Past Lives, Future Healing, Blessings from the Other Side, Life on the Other Side. That's a good one. Especially if you are somebody that had somebody pass away and that's you need help, you need answers. That's a good one to read. The Other Side and Back and Adventures of a Psychic. So anyways, I'm going to just pick a page and see what she says. Let's see. Let's pick politics and economy on page 133. Because, we're going through shit right now with politics. 133. I think this is the one where she said that the government structure was going to go down and, they were going to do something. Oh, guess what, motherfuckers? So, until around the year 2020, the political structure of the United States will remain as it is now, with Democrats, the Republicans, the Independent Party, and various other splinter groups vying for majority control of our three current branches of government: executive, judicial, and legislative. There you go for your freaking government class today. Lesson. Between now and then, we're in for a difficult, disruptive era in our nation's history. The long-term effect will be a positive one. That's a guarantee. We'll just find ourselves needing frequent reminders of the fact along the way, because it's going to look pretty dismal and confusing from time to time. A president elected sometime after 2008 will die in office of a heart attack. The vice president in line to finish his term will have the unpopular and terribly mistaken intent to declare war on North Korea, which by then actually will possess weapons of mass destruction. In the midst of his unsuccessful efforts to rally congressional and international support for a declaration of war, he'll be assassinated. So, basically, the investigation into listen to this, you guys, this is possible. The investigation into the assassination will be worldwide in scope, full of cover-ups, and a lot of both pleasant and unpleasant surprises. A massive amount of attention will become focused on one of the investigative congressional committees and a dark accusations having to do with mishandling funds. This sounds like about right now, you guys. In the end, it will be revealed that these accusations are part of a conspiracy to erode the American people's faith in their government, with the media used as an unwitting, easily manipulated accomplice to help fan the flames, and the committee will be vindicated. Dudes, this sounds like right now. You know what? I'm going to bring in Amanda. Amanda, my assistant.
Assistant. Oh, okay, yes.
How are you feeling about what I just read?